we'll kind of do a little tutorial on how to mount your bedsides, install the Mazulla bumper. That's a good tip, dudes. All right, truck's done, it's out. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your dude Blackhat here. I just got back from Mexico with the guys Nelson and James, where we were helping Ken Block and the Hoonigan Racing Division team with some content down there, which was super cool weekend. Got to meet Lil John. He's a really awesome, nice guy, just in case you were wondering. Yeah! Got to hang out with Ken Block and Papa Sambira and Alan Ampudia, and it was just a great weekend, great experience. Now I'm back home. Literally got home, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. And we're off to do something else. So it's a good day today because the Tundra is getting some love. I have in the back here some fiberglass bedsides from Fiberwerx, and I also have some new fenders from Fiberwerx, and also a Mazulla rear plated bumper in the back of the truck here. We're gonna go to a friend's shop. His name's Andrew Zermeno, and he runs a little shop in Madeira called Drew's Fabrication. He just opened it up a few months ago or so. It's really relieving because there aren't a lot of shops up here that will do pre-runner style stuff, and that's kind of what Andrew specializes in. So basically this is how this video will go. I will drop this stuff off with him. We'll talk about what needs to happen. Fenders and the bedsides, both of them are going to need a little bit of trimming and some proper fitment, and then install the Mazulla bumper. So I'll let him kind of prep the truck for all that stuff, and then I'll come back the next day and we'll kind of do a little tutorial on how to mount your bedsides. Let's head over to Andrew's shop. Made it over to Andrew's shop. Introduce yourself, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Andrew. I'm owner and fabricator here at Drew's Fabrication and Design in Madeira, California. Today, Blackhat's bringing me his truck. We're gonna do some front fenders, and then we're also gonna get him dialed in with some bedsides. In addition to that, we're gonna be installing his rear bumper. He brought a Mazulla bumper that needs some brackets fabricated. So we're gonna get them all dialed in, get the bed liner on top, and then color matched. Should be like a day or so to get them all set up with the fender washers, get a dovetail cut on here, which is typical on these runners, especially with like the Mazulla bumper where you know has that dovetail.
Yeah, where it's a high clearance. Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we're gonna do today.
Right on, man.
The truck looking right.
Yeah, and then I'm also gonna have him probably maybe trim the fender wells a little bit. On the rears and the front. So with the thing with these Fiberwerx fenders on these double cabs, if you run anything bigger than like a 285 or a 33, you got to trim the fenders because they will hit. I don't like the cut on this because it's just awkward. If you guys kind of look, it doesn't follow the body lines very well.
Yeah.
So what I was going to tell you, Andrew, is if you want, just kind of keep it like at an inch. And just follow that body line on the new ones. Yeah. And I think it'll look a lot better.
It'll look real sharp.
Yeah.
And then right here, yeah, mainly where we trim too, especially get this looking right. It's like noted as like a fender mod.
Yeah.
Where it hits here at the cab, that pinch weld.
Right.
And then, you know, we just follow it along here on the front fender. Yeah.
And these things, you know, they've seen better days. It's like this guy's, go down the freeway, dude. It's like, blah, 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 you know? We're backing over here at Drew's Fab. He is just about wrapped up on this thing. We're just gonna kind of go over what he did, and we're gonna show you guys how he puts on a bedside, because that's a little more involved than like a fender. So, what up, dude? How's it going, man?
So basically, seeing as you already had the front glass installed, everything was already cut out. Get this angle right, so you know at full bump it's not going to interfere and rip off the fender.
Okay, cool.
Gapped, and then in addition to that, you know, I just added that trim there.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's just kind of like just like a rubber.
Yeah, you pick it up at your local auto parts store. It just cleans it up, you know. Yeah,
it cleans it up, makes it kind of protects this edge. You know, fiberglass is known for
aesthetically, it just looks nice.
Cracking aesthetically looks nice.
Yeah.
So he did the proper cut. So that looks so much better than it did before, right? Because we talked about. Yeah, took out like 2 to 3 inches. Yeah, and then he just followed the body line, so it looks a lot more proper. Fiberwerx, you guys do a good job with your fenders. The body lines lined up really good. The headlight fit in there no problem, or the corner light fit in there good. So basically with these fenders, you just kind of bolt them up to the stock location, right?
Yeah, everything under the hood here, you have 2 bolts here, and then you'll have 1 up here, and then 1 in the center. Yeah, where they just bolt on. If you were to do that yourself, there are spot welds you have to drill out, or you can just take like a grinder to it. A lot of people use like a plasma cutter. I would just say, you know, do the spot welds with like a drill bit, and it just makes it look real nice. Yeah,
cool.
As opposed to just packing it up.
Sweet, dude. All right.
Yeah,
so that looks great. And then the rear.
So you came in with the stock bed. So this is your bed rail here, and then typically you'll have a plastic, well, you do have a plastic cover here on these first gen Tundras. So that gets removed, and then what I do is just tape it off and then just cut away at the bedside and then just follow that line. This all gets retained just to kind of like hold the fiberglass.
Right, give it some rigidity.
Yeah, and then same on the tops. Most people will be like, oh yeah, let's just, you know, take it all away, drill out all these spot welds, but no, you'll lose the strength there. So you want to keep that top and then just follow on the line here on the inner fender well, and then same through the rear, and then I just add that same piece there.
Yeah.
That trim piece just to kind of, you know, protect your fingers, or, you know, you won't take off the glass. And,
right.
Because you can never really get rid of that sharp metal edge.
Right,
So that just helps protect it.
This is pretty thin, doubled up like sheet metal.
Yeah.
And then so no matter what you cut it with, it's gonna be
like
rather sharp.
Files, DA sanders to it, and like it's still gonna have some sharpness.
Well, that's a cool little detail and a good tip. Any kind of like edge that you cut on a body and you want to kind of protect it and yourself, what do you call this stuff?
It's like a trim. It comes rolled up. You get like an auto parts store. I might even start selling it now that
yeah, right.
But yeah, you just like, it's mainly used for like the doors. It comes in like a chrome finish too, but yeah, it just protects it. A lot of people use it. From what I actually got this from a buddy, he had it like so you cut into the fender well here when you'll do like a bed cage, and he had it, and it just looks so clean.
Yeah.
And ever since then I just started using it. It comes with like this gloss finish or just that matte finish.
Yeah, I've always kind of been curious too when you see holes cut out in a bed for shocks or a bed cage and stuff like that. Some guys use a different, there's like a textured trim I think you can get too, but that's a good tip, dude. It's just rubber trim you can get from an auto parts store. And then Andrew said he might start selling it. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Well, right on. Okay, so you made all your cuts here.
All along, kept the tops, same over there. And then we keep this for the headlight, obviously. A lot of people cut that, and then your headlight just blows off.
Yeah, the tail light.
Same with like a Silverado too. You always want to keep that, because on the Silverado it has two, they're like little rubber with plastic grommets that just like slide into there.
Right.
The glass has it actually. I cut it off your Fiberwerx fender here, and kept the factory. So here it'll have that same piece, but it's fiberglass.
Oh, gotcha.
So obviously the metal's going to be stronger than the fiberglass. So,
right.
So I keep the metal and then do away with that.
Good tips for mounting bedsides, guys. So keep as much as you possibly can, because that just helps with the overall strength. Yeah. Mainly the tail light and then the top, and then you want to try to probably keep as much of this as you can, because with most things, if you have a corner, right, so that corner creates strength. And then, you know, having it tied up here, so this whole ridge up here is going to create another strengthening point. So you want to keep as much of this bed as you can while eliminating as much as you need to make everything fit, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool, man.
And then here in the boot of the rear, we added a speed strap, a 2-inch speed strap.
Right on.
With your spare, because when you came, it was just like, it was over here in like the corner.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's just keep it nice and tight.
Yeah, so Andrew texted me and said, hey man, I have an extra speed strap if you want me to strap this thing down. And I was like, you know what, dude, I would love that, because he's right, it was just kind of flopping around back here. Okay, and then the last thing was the bumper, right?
Yeah, so this is the bumper you brought, you know, it's a Mazulla bumper. It's got bed line. And
some
then
bed line on it, right on.
We just did the mounts here. We just did some mounts there to kind of get that mated up with your bed here on the frame.
Heck yeah, and then you bed line the whole inside too, huh?
Yeah.
It came with no brackets, which I requested that because Chris Mazulla doesn't have any brackets for a double cab Tundra, obviously. So this is actually a 90s Chevy bumper, but it was just the right width to fit underneath the tailgate. So he sent me that without brackets, and then you made some cool simple brackets, and it works.
Yeah, it bolts right up. So 4 mounting points to the frame here.
Heck yeah.
So that's it.
So much better than it was before. I had some backup lights, but they were too big to fit in the space, so maybe I'll come back and have you put like a Baja Designs S2 or something. So I had Andrew just kind of leave this bedside off. Actually, he already put it on, and then he took it off just for you guys to kind of just see how this stuff goes on. So this is just going to kind of hang on here.
So then this just slips over here, and then on these, the Tundras, which is fun, it's tricky, so that's there. This part, make sure you don't get in, snag any of those wires. This here will go over, and then it slides. Yeah, it just slips into the little slot there.
There you go. Look at that. that's it.
And then again, Fiberwerx.
Good fitment. It's just a little off here, but I'll be honest with you guys. Most of any fiberglass that you get, no matter, we love all you guys, all the fiberglass companies out there, like Fiberwerx, and there's Advanced, and there's McNeil, and there's AutoFab, and there's McQueen. All you guys make really great products, but in the end, nothing fits absolutely perfect. And if you guys think that you're gonna buy you know, bedsides or fenders and it's just gonna fit like super perfect, like you're in for a little bit of a world of hurt. Yeah. I personally don't want things to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's an off-road truck in the end. As far as I know, I'm gonna hit a whoop section one of these days and something's gonna fly up and just tear this thing off anyway. So, or like Darren deletes bedsides every time he goes out. So, once you've hung these on here, you've drilled some holes.
Yeah, so this is just like your fender washer that you can pick up at CarTech, or actually I sell packs of 10s. And then this is just, you know, the bolt, hex bolt, and then a lock nut, and then that you just drill for. Typically, you know, you'll have the thicker edge here on the inside where you don't have to put the fender washer on the top, and it just makes it look a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
But in your case, it wasn't enough, you know, so we just added the 3 to the top.
Okay.
Then we have the inner supports here. There's one.
Made a couple of inner supports.
And then you'll find the other one here, and then those are just bed lined also.
So this inner support you made is just like a simple pipe?
Yeah, just simple pipe you pick up at like you're in, you know, any steel yard or your local Home Depot.
And then you just flatten the ends.
You flatten the ends and then just drill on the bed side, and then, you know, a mount there to come off the bed itself, and then that just holds it into place. Fender washers on those as well.
Excellent. That works, dude. And then the one last little piece was this dovetail cut.
Again, the trim piece.
Another trim piece.
Yeah.
Put that on there so it protects the edge of the fiberglass. Because once again, you know, rocks and stuff, they start hitting this, and then you have an open edge fiberglass, and it will start chipping and cracking, and then cracking and chipping and going up, and spider cracks and all kinds of good stuff. So
one thing I will add on the bed sides and even like the fenders is, if you can spend that extra $1 to get them like Line-X or any bed liner, you know, any shock.
yeah.
You know, the tops, just to add that protection, and then these are still a little flimsy. So then they also add like the Line-X on the inside.
On the inside.
As well. Yeah,
okay.
Just to add rigidity to the bedside.
Right. And so the plan for me actually is the next thing on this truck will be a 3-link panhard bar setup. I'm not sure who's gonna do that. I've talked to a few guys. I would really love Danny Giannini to do it. Danny, pal, yeah, what do you think? And then once that's done, I'm gonna take this thing to a local guy who does, it's called Bullet Liner, it's not Line-X. I'm gonna have him do the whole bed. I'm gonna have him do the tops. So he'll do a bed liner on the top here, and then I'll probably have him just shoot the inside. Be like, hey, just take them off and shoot the inside. So Andrew's gonna zip these in and tighten this guy down, and then we'll move to the bumper, yeah. Clean. So much better, dude. All this stuff's been sitting in the garage for like
The bed
a
sides,
year.
too?
Yeah.
Fender? Oh, shit.
Everything. But that's how it goes, right, guys? You know, we buy stuff and then it sits until we can afford or find the time to get it done, right? All right, guys, so tailgate's on. As you can see, it's pretty good. Nice and tight. We had to do a little bit of sanding here on these edges to make sure it fits tight on there, but pops off, pops back on. I'm working on some new light upgrades here. So originally this truck had these guys mounted up here. They were wired into the cargo lights, so whenever you open the door they turned on. But I disconnected them a while ago because it was really bright every time you open the door. So what I'm doing is I'm replacing them with a pair of Baja Designs S2 Sports. And so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap these into my light bar, and so these will turn on whenever I turn my light bar on. It's always good to have a dust light, you guys, when you're out in the desert, especially with like a group. A lot of times you get lost in the dust. So it's good to have a dust light on here to make sure that people behind you can see you. So we're mounting 2 of these guys. The brackets are already here. So basically, I'll show you guys how I did this. So I have this tool, a nut insert tool. So basically what this is it's got threads in there, and it makes it so you don't need a nut and a bolt, you just need a nut. So in difficult places where you put stuff, in difficult places where it's difficult to So I've been drilling holes and placing nut certs and then mounting this bracket here. So I got two fender washers and nuts here holding this on. So basically I drill out a hole and then I get a nut cert here. Here's the nut cert tool. Guide this guy on here, just like that. And then you insert this into the hole, press down the clamps, and what it does is it crimps this piece of the nut insert here. It grabs hold of the material that's on there. So now it's got a nice solid nut cert, and I can just screw in a nut instead of having to have a nut and a bolt. So that's where we're at right now. Get these lights mounted, and then try to figure out how I can wire them correctly. I'll check back in with you guys once I have these lights mounted all the way, and then we'll take her outside, give it a good walk around, final check over, and then that's it. She's all done, ready to go home. Here on the gas door. So gas door's on the right way. Everything's in there. So now we can fill her up with gas. Andrew put a little plate here to make it a little more rigid. A little flaw from Fiberwerx. On these double cabs, the driver's side, bedside, so this insert mold for the gas door was upside down. So we kind of had to improvise a little bit and flip it over, but Andrew made it work. Just had to extend the tube right here, as you can see. Hose clamps on there, extended some of the tube. You used a metal tube to extend it there. We're back in business, so I can put gas in this thing. All right, truck's done, it's out. Looks good, man. We got new fenders, we got bedsides. Bumper. Blackhat designs, dust lights. Spare tire tied down, secured now. That's it, man. She looks good, brother. I like it. You guys can see the difference here with the bedsides on there overall. Yeah. Just do a nice walk around here. That's how it is. All done at Drew's Fab. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hit this dude up. It's Zermeno Andrew on Instagram, and he owns Drew's Fabrication Design. He will take care of you guys. If you guys like what we're doing on the channel here, make sure to please drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, so we can keep doing what we're doing and bring you guys awesome content. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you guys want to see more stuff with the Tundra, let us know in the comments below. There's more stuff to be done on this thing. Like I said, the next big step is to do a 3-link panhard bar setup in the rear. We'll see who's down to do that project. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and the channel and Terra crew in general. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.